right, Mangog has acted as like one of the best buffs in the entire game, and it is an energy protection buff. So what this does is it gives him shock, incinerate, and cold snap immunity for like pretty much the whole entire fight once he's enraged, but there's a bit of an issue. As you can see right here, it's going to take me about 20 hits to get my energy protection buff, and that's like a pretty big window of vulnerability, like 20 hits or 15 seconds of fight time. But like, of course, it just like depends on the node. Like in a hazard shift example, like the bleed and shock one, I can just play in the bleed phase, build up my power in the bleed phase because Mangog is naturally bleed immune, and then when the shock phase comes, I'll have my power built so I can just use the SP1 to get the energy protection buff, right? But not every DOT node is like that. There's some just like, there's like freezer burn where it's just like instantly you have to be incinerate immune, so it can be kind of problematic at times. But then I had a big brain play, and you know, my brain isn't necessarily the hugest, right? So it's pretty rare for me to come up with like some big brain plays like this, but I think I have done it. So as you can see, I have the Iron Man Infinity War and the Nick Fury synergy. So what this does is it gives you a debuff immunity buff for the first time you receive an incinerate or a cold snap debuff. So it lasts 10 seconds, and that is like just enough time for Mangog to build up like pretty much all of his power. And you can see right there, there's only a 5-hit window of vulnerability there. That is like a massive decrease from the 20-hit window that we originally had. So this is just like pretty game changing for Mangog, to be honest, because like you can just have like full uptime on his immunities, and this is just very, very useful. So now here, since we're in rage, it's paused, like our energy protection buff is paused, so we can just play normally, you know, like keep doing our insane damage like right here, just 10k light attacks, 13k mediums, and he is just down very, very fast. It just, sometimes I just don't even process how good of a damage dealer Mangog is, like just because I'm so used to him at this point, but his damage is quite nuts, man. It's so absurd. So we already triggered the debuff immunity buff, so now we can just build up our power while the buff is active, and then we'll like pretty much have very little vulnerability once we like bait out the SP1. So 5 hits is all we need, and then we have the energy protection buff up now. So there was such a small window there, and now we can just start doing our damage, and then we can just, you know, play normally now. Like we take the hit, and then we just keep doing our regular combos, and he is just hitting like an absolute truck at this point. Yeah, it's just very nice damage output. It's very nice to look at. I just love this character, man. I love Mangog so much. He's so much fun. I just think he's really interesting overall. So yeah, that wraps up this fight pretty much, and this also wraps up the video. Let me know your thoughts on the synergy piece, and of course let me know your thoughts on Mangog. This is my 4th video of the series, I believe. So yeah, we're like halfway there. I had like 8 videos planned, so like this is the 4th one, so there's 4 more to go. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on Mangog. Only positive thoughts, of course, because I like this character, and if you're mean to him, I'm gonna get very upset. And yeah, that's about it for me.